Am I live? Am I live? Okay, yeah. What's up, you guys? Excuse me, y'all know how it is. I apologize for being late, but you know my name is Shantae Miss Bliss Bar. Um, Today we are discussing emotional intelligence and the role that it plays in your life, and how you can improve on your emotional intelligence. Now, y'all, I got my glasses on today. I got these glasses on today. I don't know where I put my other glasses, so you're gonna get the glare, but that's okay. So I hope all is well with you all tonight, and you are having a good Monday. Listen, first, I want to tell you a little story about what happened to me today. I was at the this goes to the topic. This goes along with the topic. You know, it goes along with the topic. So it was perfect. It was perfect for me. It was a perfect exercise for me. That's how you kind of have to look at certain things. Um, so today I had a doctor's appointment, and if I was getting to my doctor's appointment on time, I would have been there on time. I'm usually pretty late, but they already know these things. Um, so, but I would have been right on time. I would have been maybe like a minute late, and the freaking parking lot was full. And they're fixing on the parking lot, and you got cars that's, double parked, and it's like, what the heck is going on? I mean, I'd never seen the hospital this busy before in my life. So, I'm cruising, trying to find a parking spot. No parking spot after about 5 minutes. So I'm I see what looks like a parking spot. And so there is this woman, and she's in a hospital van and stuff like that. And she's coming up. She's about to turn, and I'm about to come this way. So she's coming this way, and I'm coming this way. I can't get through, and she can't get through. But any other time I wouldn't have had a problem backing up. But there are cars that are coming, and I can't back up, because if I back up and I hit somebody, then whose fault is it? It's on me. And there is no incoming traffic behind her, and I'm telling her back up, and she just sitting there looking at me like, go. And I'm like, back up. And we did this for about 2 minutes. So after about three, I parked my car. I put it in I parked it, and I turned it off, because I was not going to move, and I wasn't going to get upset. So that is an example of learning yourself and being in control of your emotions. So, what is emotional intelligence? Well, let's first define emotions. PositivePsychology.com says emotion is defined as an episode of interrelated synchronized changes in the state of all or most of the five organismic subsystems in response to the evolution, evaluation of an external or internal stimulus, even as relevant to major concerns of the organism. What? What the heck is she talking about? So, that just simply means what way emotions are how you respond physiologically, meaning how your body functions, how your mind processes stimulus, internal stimulus, especially, which is your thoughts, your memories, and stuff like that, or external stimulus, which would be let's say you're at work and your supervisor puts you in the back. In the back, and you don't want to be in the back because it's boring back there, and you don't want to, or if you work at a bank and you have to work the teller, you know, you know, so that is an example of external situations. And that is what emotions are. Mind you, emotions are a normal part of our human experience. You're going to feel emotions. You're going to get angry. You're going to get sad. You're going to get mad. You're going to get all these things. And that's okay. And that is perfectly okay. What is important is managing your emotions, right? So what is emotional intelligence? Emotional intelligence is also known as emotional quotient, kind of like your IQ. So, but unlike your IQ, your emotions measure your emotional maturity. Um, y- Being emotionally intelligent or your emotional intelligence helps you to identify um, and manage your emotions. But it's like, you know, um, I'm cool. I don't really need any how to tuck my chain because it's banging up against the whatchamacallit. It's cool. I don't really need to manage my emotions. There is nothing wrong with me. I'm going to respond whatever way I respond because it's authentic to me. No, honey, no, 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 no. Let me explain to you why it is important for you to have and increase your emotional intelligence. Knowing how you respond to stimulus, to an event, you know, um, or a situation, um, will allow you to respond appropriately. People who have a low EQ often respond irrationally, and they act without thinking, and they do not think before responding to certain stimuli, situations, or behaviors. So, say um, you're walking in a store and someone pushes you by mistake. You're going to want them to say, "Excuse me," right? Or I should say bumps into you. I just the visual was pushing. But when they bump into when someone bumps into us, we automatically, want them to apologize, right? But what happens when they don't? What will you do? I can't tell you what to do. I don't really have people bumping into me, you know. But would I give into a stereotype, especially being a black woman? We're stereotype. We're supposed to go off and stuff like that, right? And I know some of my viewers are not black, and that's okay. But as a black woman, we are expected to respond and and go off like, say with the situation today. you know a stereotypical response would be for me to be like, move. I mean, like, really be aggressive and move, and tell this woman, to move your effing car. you know but what I did was I turned my car off. Somebody got to move, and it's not going to be me. And I'm going to be, if I have to miss my appointment at that point, because I was late. I was late. It was 15 minutes. 15 minutes had passed. I was late. I wasn't moving. Not today. So sometimes we do this. Sometimes with emotional intelligence, you're going to let stuff go because you don't want to let things impress you. You don't want to get mad over, a broken glass. Sweep it up and throw it away. You know, you don't want to get mad over a burned dinner. If your spouse burned the dinner, oh well, let's go out to get something to eat. The proper response would be, babe, what's going on? You burn the meal. You don't usually burn the meal. That would be a proper response. So, regulating our emotions is also important to our mental health and can reduce stress, anxiety, and depression because when you act irrationally, when you act, and when you respond negatively to situations, you know, it's going to weigh on you, like this bee made me mad, and da 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 da, right? Or it's going to make you shake, and make you anxiety anxious, and cause anxiety attacks. uh um you can also have feelings of regret, which can therefore lead to depression. And the big question is, how can you regulate your emotions? How can you regulate emotions? This is, it's hard, when someone makes you mad, and someone says something to you, when you automatically just want to go off on this person, and you know um you know how can you regulate your emotions? Well, number one, you can communicate, and I'm going to tell you the first person who you need to communicate with. You need to communicate with yourself. Okay. So when there is a situation that arises and it makes you mad, leave. Excuse yourself. Just leave. Okay. And what you're going to do, you're going to go home and you're going to curse that person out. Seriously. And oh my gosh, I can't believe she's saying curse. Yes. Just get it out. Just get it out. Just get it out. Okay. Just get it out, especially if that's the way you are used to responding. Just go ahead and get it out. And take note of how you are expressing yourself. And then sit with it for a minute. How could I have responded to the situation a little better? Because now I'm feeling, how could I have responded to this situation better? Okay. So it's communication. So next, when something happens, either you're going to let it bother you, or you're going to talk about it, or you're going to, express how you feel. Again, not everything, and I'm saying again, like I said it in here, I say this all the time. So when I say again, but you can't let everything have your energy. There are some things that have happened. I can name, oh my gosh, years and years and years of things that I had to be quiet to, and that I couldn't say a word. I literally couldn't say anything. I wanted to, but I couldn't. I just couldn't. My spirit would not allow me to say anything, nothing, because I had a mouth, and when somebody made me mad enough, I spit fire. Most of the times, I didn't care, but when someone made me mad enough, I spit fire. Especially when it was injustice, and especially when it was defending someone else. I don't really need defending. It doesn't hit like that. It doesn't hurt like that. So I don't necessarily need to express my anger to anyone, or you know but injustices. So you have to decide on what you want to give your energy to, as far as, do I want to tell this girl about herself? Do I want to tell this dude just where he can go? Do I want to tell my boss, you know, that they ain't paid that cost yet to be, you understand what I'm saying? You have to choose your battles very wisely in this life. You have to, especially if you want to have success. And success is subjective. But regulating your emotions can also help you in conflict management. Um, it can help you diffuse a situation. Um, and sometimes, we don't feel like it. And we have to be okay with that. And that's okay because we're not perfect. But you can better handle the conflicts that you're in because you are in control of yourself. Okay. And it can also help you empathize with, someone else, and why they are responding the way they are responding or why they are behaving the way they are behaving. You'll begin to understand this. But it also helps you build stronger relationships. A lot of times people are in these friendships, and they're one-sided friendships. But when you are emotionally intelligent, it's a give and a take, you know. And there are four attributes to emotional intelligence, and one being self-management. You have to take the initiative to rectify problems and your behaviors and your emotions so that you can have a positive outcome. You have to take full responsibility of your reactions and responses and realize that you can't blame anybody for the way you behave. Again, emotions are normal. It's normal to get mad. It's normal to feel sad. Are you sad enough that you're going to go into a depression? Or are you just going to be sad enough and find a hobby or, something to distract you from whatever it is that's making you sad? Another attribute is social awareness. How are you behaving and responding in social settings? Because that's important. How do you respond to power dynamics in a social setting? There are not many people that's comfortable with people in authority who are authoritative. No, I don't want to say authoritative. No, that's something different. Who have authority, in groups. Someone who has authority there can be someone else, in the group who does not respect the power dynamics, who does not respect uh, uh, who is in charge, or, even in a family, or, in a friendship, because everybody can't be a leader. You understand what I'm saying? It's just, if you have a group, there's always going to be one leader. Okay. And that leader may not be the best leader. Okay. But everybody cannot be that leader. Like, everybody can't cook good, you know. Um, everybody can't be the best surgeon. But what we can do is learn from that. Other surgeons can learn from that surgeon. As far as a healer, you might have a family member who's a healer in your family. They know how to mix up herbs and stuff, and things to heal the body. And it's natural to them. I actually, my late aunt, this is something that she did. This was her gift. And she was a leader in that respect. Now, anybody coming after her who also has that gift, they have the responsibility of learning from her or whoever leads in a certain area. Okay. Um, if you have something to prove and you want to be heard and you will do anything to be seen and to be heard, um, you have to examine your causes, and I say this a lot, especially for women, because I'm a woman and I know how we operate. We compete with one another, and competition has no place with an emotionally intelligent person. It has no place in the psyche, no place in the body, no place in the heart. Um, you don't compete with anyone. You don't have to. As long as you know who you are, that's all that's needed, right? So, another attribute is self-awareness. You get to recognize your own emotions and contribute. I'm sorry, and you get to recognize your own emotions, because if you're not recognizing your emotions, someone else is, and you want to master yourself. Once you master your emotions, what? What can anybody do to you? What can anybody say to you? Nothing. Not a thing. I promise you. I promise you. Um, Increasing your EQ can help you assess and take note of the way you think and the way you behave with a certain situation. It does. I'm not proud to say this, but I'm gonna be open, and don't judge me, because I did the work. Okay, I've elevated, and ascended. But being a rape survivor, and I was raped twice. I was raped once at 14, a few weeks shy of my 15th birthday. And I was also raped again a few months later when I was 15 in Syracuse, New York, on Gertrude Street by, I'm not going to mention his name. I'm not going to mention his name. But it did something to me on the inside. Um, so when I was in my healing stages, I had to go inward. I had to cocoon. I anger. I allowed myself to be angry. I had never allowed myself to be angry for what happened to me. And that anger produced feelings of, I want to hurt him. I could see me putting a knife through his femoral and going down his leg. I could see that. So now I know how I going inside and dealing with that anger allowed me to uh, um, address how I was feeling and how I could even think of doing harm to this man and why. And I had to heal. I had to heal. I had to go inside. You know, there's still work to be done in that area. It doesn't matter how I feel about sex offenders. It doesn't matter. God is working with me. God is working with me. And I have a reason to feel that way. Um, but it will allow you to take note of how you think about a situation and how you feel, because if you're not taking note, someone else is. And again, you don't want someone else to master you. You have to master yourself. Um, Another attribute is relationship. management. This will build in your emotional EQ, emotional quotient, your EQ can help you develop and maintain good and healthy relationships because that's what you want, right? You don't want to, be in a toxic relationship with someone who doesn't respect you, who doesn't listen to you, who you can't go places with because you're afraid they're going to say something, who's going to talk about you behind your back. And we've been there. We've all been there. Okay. We've all talked about someone behind their back. We've all done this in our youth. We shouldn't be doing this as adults. It just shouldn't happen. I'm not saying you don't talk about certain things, but most of the times when we're talking about people, right, we're not talking about them to help their situation, to for an intervention. We're talking about them because we're gossiping. Okay. So you might think, what does this have to do with mental health anyways? Because you said, this affects mental health, and it does. You know, um, um, Improving your EQ is very good for maintaining your mental health. Again, when you don't let someone have control over you and your emotions and how you respond to a situation, you go home and you can sleep at night. You wake up in this blissful mood, right? you know, that doesn't mean you don't get sad. Emotions are normal. That doesn't mean you don't get mad. Emotions are normal. But when you are in control, when you acknowledge how it is you are feeling and you respond accordingly, it is good for your mental health. For instance, right? When things happen at work, we get mad. We mad at our boss, they got us they don't put a stack of folders on our desk and said that they want them finished in the next 48 hours. So that means you got to work overtime, and then you got to come in early, and then you got to leave late so you can get. And it's just like, why me? Why do I have to do this? There are other people here that can do this, and then you're stressed out because you're coming home late and you're taking it out on your family members, right? But see, if you learn how to regulate your emotions, you will leave conflicts, the residual effects of the conflicts um, outside of your house, which in in return uh, 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 decreases the tensions between you and members of your family, or you and your spouse. Job insecurity is a good one, and it can cause fear and depression. And sometimes we don't want to tell our spouse, what's happening at work, that I might not have a job, in the next few months because my company is going through changes, and they're starting to outsource. And, I see them bringing new people in, and, they have me training this person, and I can feel I'm on my way out. You can communicate your emotions to your spouse, or your family member, and you can give them the opportunity to either listen and be that ear that you need, or you give them um you give them the chance to just be there, or just to support you, and whatever it is that you're doing. If you don't want to talk at the moment, this is why you learn each other. This is why you communicate with one another, so that that, okay, maybe they don't want to talk now, and I'm gonna give them time, but I know that they're gonna talk later, and I'll come back to them. and that's okay. That's what we want, right? We don't want to bring anything into our home that's going to affect and mess up our relationships and mess up our home. So how can you build your EQ? Well, first you got to learn how to define your emotions. And let me share this with you. I want to share something with you. It is, you have to learn your emotions. You absolutely 100% want to learn your emotions. So, medicine.net, I'm sorry, www.medicinenet.com, medicinenet.com. I got to share my screen. I'll put this over here. Oh no. My second display, y'all. Anyways, I don't know what's going on with this thing. My second display is not doing what it's supposed to do. That's okay. I got it. Let's move this over here. Let's do that way. I think that will be better that way. Okay. Okay. Y'all be patient with me a little bit. I'm still learning things, and life is just life. It's okay. So I want to share my screen. Okay. And this, I just want to share a tab. I have so many tabs open. I kind of feel, and I thought this was actually going to, oh my gosh, I will close the tabs the next time. Okay. So this website here, I really like it. So it has a list, and I'll link it right after this video. It has a list of emotions. So there's admiration, adoration, aesthetic appreciation, amusement. Let's go down some more. There's joy, nostalgia, horror, fear, sympathy, triumph, disgust, contempt, all of these things, right? So you are going to identify how you feel, and the way you're going, and another thing that you probably are going to want to do. Oh, another thing that you guys are probably going to want to do is to journal. You're going to want to journal your, once you identify your emotions, you are going to want to journal. Journal how you feel. You're going to want to journal it, and why you're feeling that way, and, what caused you to feel that way. But yeah, make sure and I'm going to link this, and make sure you read the article. Um, but also, um, not only do you want to journal, I got to get the wheel out, the wheel. You can use an emotion wheel. If I'm not mistaken, it's Plutnik, whatever. I don't mean to say whatever. Usually when I say whatever, I'll go back because I'm actually either writing or researching something. I think his name is Plutnik. So I'm going to show you this wheel, but I'm also going to show you how to use it. I'm going to show you how to use the wheel. It's not difficult. It's pretty easy. I'm only gonna show you the basics, just the basics. Okay, so let's pick. Let's say okay. So with the emotion wheel, you have your emotions here. Your major, you have rage, loathing, grief, amazement, terror, adoration. I can't see what that one is. I don't think it's anything. Yeah, it's nothing. I thought so. Um, but so and then you have with admiration, you trust somebody that you admire, and then that leads to acceptance. So say there was you had a trust issue. No, not even. It depends on whether you want to look at it in the negative or the positive, right? So, say with this one right here, this is trust and fear. So, you with fear, you have I'm sorry, terror. There's fear, and then there's apprehension. So, let's do submitting because with trust and fear, there's submission, right? And a lot of women don't want to submit to a man. We're not going to talk about how that man is supposed to submit to you first. Well, actually, yeah. So when he submits to you first, what it is doing, it's going to increase your trust and diminish your fear. So you can submit, and submission is not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. However, on the flip note, if someone you admire and then you grew to trust does something that frightens you, you are not going to want to submit. And it's let's move to anger. Rage. Okay. So you have rage, which is anger, and annoyance. Out of anger comes an annoyance and loathing, disgust. And I'm sorry, I cannot see that. It's okay. Um, I'll link a website where it'll go and like what where you can actually learn about each of these. So you have disgust and anger um, that leads to contempt. Okay, so if I were angry and disgusted, I would take contempt and I would journal contempt. Or if I was disappointed, you know, let's see. Okay, so sadness and disgust, you know, uh, produces feelings of remorse. I would take that and I would write about what I'm remorseful about. So when you do that, I am so sorry. Ooh, you're not supposed to be seeing all this. This is my look. You see all these? Look at this. Look at this, y'all. And I need every one of them. Even more. I have other windows. You don't want to know. You don't want to know. Thank you. Stop sharing if I don't want you to. So, you absolutely want to make sure that you're journaling anyways. That way you can understand yourself. That way, you know how you can go back and see how you responded to a situation 3 years ago. And you can measure your growth. Um, there are other ways to increase your emotional your EQ, your emotional intelligence. Uh, I'm not sure you're going to want to do that, but absolutely you can. You can go to an a coach who specializes in um, emotions, emotional, increasing emotional intelligence. Um, and they do work, but some people are very reluctant and they work, the coaches work. With it, it can kind of get a little expensive. But when it's you, when you're investing yourself, there's no expense shouldn't matter. Expense shouldn't matter. It doesn't matter when you're going to buy when you're going shopping. You're spending $100 on a pair of jeans. Or like me, 100 and over on a pair on a bottle of perfume. So you have to invest in yourself. I had to come to a point. I came to a point where I realized that I could not take myself any further in my business, and I had to reach out to someone and get some advice. I couldn't take myself any further. I did the basic work, and I actually reach out to someone, and I needed the help. It's okay to receive help from people, and it's okay to pay for it. We don't want to pay people for, their services. You know, that's something that we have to do sometimes, and it's okay. But also in October, I am launching a course called Healing Through Celibacy. This is for women. So, guys, this course is not for you, but if you want to buy it, I mean, it's okay. You can. I can't stop you. I won't stop you. But it's for women, so I'm launching this course, and I address that. I address emotional intelligence um, there in the course. Um, I dig a little deeper into it, just a little bit, um, because when we're not in a good emotional place, we can make this bad decisions, especially when it comes to intercourse. We're looking for love sometimes. Not everybody is looking for love when they have intercourse, but a lot of us are. We're looking for some type of love and some type of validation. And we're giving it to the wrong people, and they leave us broken and tattered and bruised. And we're singing, we're going around singing, nothing's right, I'm torn, I'm all out of faith. This is how I feel. I'm lost and I am bound and broken on the floor. I'm already torn, torn. So, I mean, excuse me, I ain't heard the song in a long time. So, I know I don't probably put some of my own words up in there, but that's okay. That's what we do. We do stuff like that. But if you're interested in taking this course, you can sign up and I will link it. I will link you to the page where you can sign up for the course. Um, it's not much. It's not, a whole bunch of money. But you will get every dollar's worth and more. You get 3 free coaching sessions with your purchase. You get some free gifts. You get a journal so you can journal, you know? Um, but yeah, so if you have any questions about emotional intelligence, if you just want to work with me, you know, on your mental health and navigating, through the mental health care field, system, or if you or a loved one is going through some things and you need a way. And first of all, I am not a licensed psychologist. I don't have my license, but I am a coach and I can coach you in healing. I can coach you how to address your spirit to heal your mind. Okay. And I can coach you how to learn about your diagnosis, through coaching. Okay. So my name is Shantae Bliss Bar. Make sure you go to www.flygirlzone.com and read the magazine. I address a lot of this stuff in the magazine. You know, uh, uh, um, I just addressed in this past issue domestic violence. The last issue was suicide prevention. I don't remember what the issue before that was, but different mental illnesses. So make sure you go and you check those out. Also, don't forget Stained Glass Windows for Butterflies, the poetry book. I am planning on, doing a private reading on here. I'll let you know when that's coming up. If you are interested in donating, because, I don't get paid for Fly Girl Zone yet. I do have people that actually showed interest in the magazine. I have to go back and contact a few people. I needed a break after, I need a break after, putting out an issue because it's me by myself. I'm doing the research. I also have my coaching business. I also have Neva Noir. So I need a break, from the magazine. But yeah, if it's on your heart to do so, donate to flygirlzone.com. I appreciate every donation. And for those that have donated, thank you very much. I appreciate it. There is no amount that is too small. I appreciate all of it. We talked about emotional intelligence today. If you are interested in coaching, you can go to omnia.co and sign up for coaching. Hey, listen, if you want to contact me, you can do so at thecoach@omnia.co. If you're interested in learning more about anything, or if you just have any questions for me, you can email me. But make sure you're also going to Nima Noir. I got it's 20% off right now on the entire site. 20% off. I also have some things coming up as far as some live shopping going on. I kind of gotta, I have the merchandise here. I just have to, not be so fast. And that's me. I learned myself. I'm the speed queen. I want everything fast, and I want it like this. I remember when I was working with someone, and I wanted something, a specific way. I wanted it my way, and I wanted it in a quick, fast, and in a hurry. And they said that they could not do it right then, and we were, at odds a little bit about how it should be. And I don't have a problem getting up, walking away. That's not always good. It's not always good, right? So I had to learn myself. I had to, fall back. But with Nima Noir, with my merchandise, I just wanted to put it out there, just like, no, 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 slow it down, slow it down, slow it down, honey. Okay, I have to tell myself that sometimes, and that's emotional intelligence. That's the result of working on me, working on my emotions. If you are interested in submitting to a Fly Girl Zone, if you want to be interviewed, I have some interviews coming up. So if you're watching this video, live or on the replay, because remember, I can't see you because I'm streaming to different sites. I will be contacting you because there are those that I'm supposed to be interviewing. Y'all, I ain't forget about you. Okay, I will be contacting you, really. But if there is any man out there, and I've been watching, a lot of you, I spy on your pages because I like to get the male point of view of things. I need to, as a woman, I need to know what you guys need, not to want you, not to, covet you or anything like that. As a woman, I want to know. I'm interested in men and how they behave and respond and their emotions and their mental health. So if you're a man and you're looking at this and you want to share, something, anything that is anything that is appropriate, you can contact me there at submissions@omnia.co. If you want to be interviewed, definitely we will interview you. So just contact me, contact me. You guys know me, you know who I am. My name is Shante Bliss Barr, and thank you for joining me today while we talked about emotional intelligence. I will be making videos. I will be live every Monday from 7:30 to 8:30. Feel free to comment below. I will respond to all comments. Peace out, y'all. Be blessed. Stay mentally and emotionally healthy. Honor your mother. Honor your father. Respect your sister. Respect your brother. And just be nice to people. Be nice to yourself.